About a month or so ago, I got stuck in a YouTube vortex watching Minecraft missiles, and they all kind of work the same way. It's a flying machine. When it crashes, it primes some TNT, and the TNT just kind of sits there for 5 seconds before blowing up. And it's a lot of fun, but it never really felt very missile-y to me because it just takes so long for it to explode. It seems like they should explode on contact. And I knew that we had TNT minecarts, and TNT minecarts are capable of doing instant explosions. So Asta and I were working together, and we figured out a way to make missiles with TNT minecarts that should, in theory, explode on contact. And I am ready to do a test firing of this missile. Mission command, I am locked on the target and ready to fire.
Roger. Fire at will.
Firing! Here it comes. This should be good. Here it goes. Oh! Mission command, the target is destroyed. Repeat, the target is destroyed.
What did you just do?
Mission command, I made contact with the enemy. Please advise.
Who were you talking to?
Mission command, the enemy is hostile. Please advise. Please advise. Evading. Evading.
Get back here. My house. Oh no.
A couple episodes ago, we competed in No Die December, and that ended with some fairly interesting results. And then in my last episode, we moved on to a round 2, where we got to encourage each other to die using traps. And I set some traps in my last episode, and I recorded footage of that, but I wasn't able to show the footage because I didn't want the other players to know specifically what traps I had set. So I've held on to that footage, and now that all of those traps have been triggered in one way or another, I'm able to show you that footage. So my first trap is a little bit of a softball trap. I don't think it's going to work, and if it does, I don't think it's going to kill him. But I still want to do it. I think it's going to be funny. So I gave him this rocket dispenser quite some time ago. I'm pretty sure he still uses it pretty often. So you press a button and it dispenses out a bunch of rockets. And I want it to dispense a bunch of arrows instead. Unfortunately, this water here, it's going to be a bit of a problem. The arrows do not fly very well through water, and they don't go through solid blocks or anything like that. I've got a couple of options. One of them is to hide some dispensers under carpet like this, and that works, but I've tested this out and I'm not too impressed with the results. If I stand right here, I'm not going to get hit by these arrows. Not getting hit at all. So I'm not super impressed with that. The other option is to remove the water, which makes it super obvious. It means he's going to see that there's no water in there. He's probably not going to press the button. And it's probably not going to work. And even if he does, even if he is completely unaware, just presses the button, I still don't think he's going to kill him. But I still think it's kind of funny. So I'm going to do it anyways. So yeah, he'd have to be pretty oblivious to walk up and hit this button right here. But if he does, it presents a nice little hailfire of arrows. So I think that's pretty fun. One actual accidental consequence of this is it actually loops the redstone, so it will just do that forever. So you'd actually have to go down and fix it, because otherwise it'll just make a bunch of noise, which will be really annoying. So what I can do actually is I can just put dispensers on the side of this block right here, and those would actually fire off as well. So maybe if he tries to come down and fix it, maybe those arrows would hit him. I doubt any of this will actually do anything, but it makes me laugh, so might as well do it. So Asta actually didn't notice that the water was missing, but he was suspicious anyways, and I'm not sure what the exact circumstances were. Hopefully he recorded a reaction video. But he did end up firing it off. It didn't get him or anything like that. And that bottom dropper actually fired off rockets, and it just fired continuously, and he didn't want to waste them. So he dug straight through the machine, and unfortunately that meant that my secondary dispensers didn't get him either. I expected him to go down through that hole there, and instead he just dug right through the machine and ripped it apart. So I'm probably going to have to fix this for him. I use this myself when I'm in his base. It's very convenient, and I know he likes it. And so I'm probably going to have to fix this for him, but I'm not fixing that. I do think there's one thing I can get away with here in AstaZora's base. I think I could probably, is there a wall here? Yep, this would be perfect. Right here is the other side of this wall up here. So if I come in here and something like that, somewhere around here, what I want to do is I think if I put a block down here, he will not notice it from the exterior. I think this would be pretty hard to notice that I'd actually done something here. So apparently it'd be here. And I think that's right. If that's the case, then you can't even see it. Yeah, that's great. So I brought a bunch of pufferfish that he left in my base, and I can just put him in the corner here, and if he walks close to the corner, he'll start taking pufferfish damage and stuff like that. I doubt that'll kill him or anything like that. Oh, can't do it there. I guess it just have to be in these 4 slots. Yeah, I can probably put a block down there and cover that one up. Yeah, I don't think that'd kill him, but you know, he's been putting pufferfish all over my base. I thought it'd be fun to do it, and he doesn't have any water anywhere in his base, really, so I'm just going to hide it in corners and stuff like that. They died?
Yeah, I got 9 on me, and then I hear 1.
Oh, he's
there
still
he
there.
is. Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, put him in there.
Yep, there's the only one left.
Why'd they all die?
I don't know. I think when they inflate and they're near the thing, near the top, they die.
Hey, stand closer to him.
Nice try.
Just...
I came prepared.
That is fun. I'm sad that they died. I wanted them to get you a little bit. I didn't expect to kill you with that, but it's sad that they died.
Yeah, I did that to prank you. More than anything.
I thought it'd be like as you walked into your storage, you'd get a good jolt there. It might spook you a little bit.
You got me. It's good. That's good. I heard pre, and I'm like, oh no.
I came up with the idea for a pitfall trap using the same mechanics as my hidden staircase. So we got honeys and slimes on each side and are able to move up to 12 blocks. We got the piston down here is actually getting moved with it. And then the 5 grass, 5 slime blocks is 11. So that's the most we can hold is a 5x2 door. And it's actually a really simple redstone mechanic right here. If I switch it, it's really quick, really easy. So that's just the pitfall right there. Now, obviously, we need to trigger it when somebody does something. And then also, I want to shut it so that they can't just fly right back out. So I've added some more mechanics here. Not too much, but if you look here, it's the same basic mechanic. And then if I remove this block right here, that's exactly what it does. It opens really quick, and it's just long enough for a player to fall through. And then it shuts immediately, and that way they can't fly back out. So basically, anywhere that somebody has a button in their base that they would press on a normal basis, I want to have it trigger that in a place where I think that they would be standing and let them drop down into it. And then it's pretty easy to avoid a pitfall trap by activating your elytra on the way down. So I wanted to make sure that it's going to kill him. So first of all, I'm going to drop the player through some lava way up at the top so that they start taking fire damage on the way down. And then maybe the damage from the ground will actually kill them the rest of the way or activate their totem or something like that. And then I want them to fall onto this. And all these walls would be stone. I made them out of glass so you could see what's going on inside. So we'd fall onto some pressure plates. The pressure plates would activate a dropper down here that would spit an item into the chest. So that's a one-way switch. Basically, as soon as it's activated, the only way to turn it off is to remove the bottle from there, and that will fire off. It'll set off an observer clock right here that's firing off arrows through the lava here And then we're also firing off some dispensers up here that will bury the player in lava. And as you can see, the arrows are still firing through the lava. So if that doesn't kill somebody, I don't know what will. My original plan was to unleash that trap on AstaZora's base, but I'm having trouble figuring out where I can actually put it. So my first plan was to put it here at his furnace array, and I dug a hole down here to see if I could fit it, and I apparently left it, and he hasn't noticed that. So that's kind of funny, but his switch is too high for this thing. It would be too conspicuous. I'd have to put like a note block or something there, and I think that would set off alarm bells in his mind, and he'd figure out what was going on, and probably he wouldn't fall for it. And then I was thinking of a storage system, but it's got this right here where, like, how am I going to hide something underneath a storage system because it's all exposed? So I'm not sure where I wanted to put that. And then I started looking at Carm's base. Carm just built this little house around his stone generator here, and it is a perfect candidate for trap. He's got a little note block right there that's used to open and close it, and that made it perfect for setting my trap. Let's make sure we're not standing on it. Right there. So I've already gotten it set up. I'm pretty much guaranteed he'll be standing on one of these blocks. He's not going to stand this close to it, I wouldn't imagine. If he does, that's just unlucky. And he's probably not going to stand this far away because it's really hard to hit from that far away. So my guess is he'll be standing right there, not thinking anything, hit the button, and fall on down. And so if we come on down here, I'm still working on setting up the last parts of it because after this point, it gets a little bit dangerous. So let's go on down. It's a long drop down. And I made a few changes. I actually showed it to AstaZora and we tested it out and we decided we didn't want the lava to fall onto the player. So the lava is going to fall like 15 blocks or so and just it's going to fall. Oh, I forgot to put some signs here. I need some signs right over their head, right at this level, so that you can't jump up and get into the lava and try and swim out just in case, but it's going to be a long swim anyway, so that's pretty deadly. It's just to incentivize them to stay down where the arrows are, and the arrows are going to be super deadly. I did some trading with some villagers. I got some arrows of harming and some arrows of poison, and I'm going to mix them up a little bit, and that should be very, very lethal. Asta thinks I might have gone a little bit too far, that I'm going for the throat a little bit too early, and maybe I should have scaled up until I got into this point, but I don't know, the trap came to me, so I'm building it. So it's pretty much done. There's just a few small things I need to do. I need to set the pressure plates, put the item in the little chest down here. Maybe it's on the other side. I don't remember what side it's on. It must be on the other side. Yep, it's on the other side. So I got to do that, but I have to be very, very careful not to trigger it off myself because this is actually a really deadly trap. This is actually pretty treacherous here. I got to lay down these pressure plates. The items are already in there, so if I land on these pressure plates, it's going to be super deadly. So I don't want that to happen, but I've got to get out somehow, and maybe I should actually dig a cave through the outside of this thing, because the only other way I can think to get out is doing this, just block jumping, removing the other block, doing this all the way up to there at the very least, because I can't place scaffolding on any of these places. I got to place this last sign here, right there. There's nowhere to place scaffolding anymore. So that makes it a little bit tricky. So I guess I'll do this till I get up to there, load up those dispensers with lava, and we should be done. All right, I made my way back up here. The trap is all set and ready to go. So it's hard to see down there, but it is ready to go. Make sure that stays closed. Yeah, you can't really see anything down there, but I do need to. There was grass blocks right there, there, and there. So I want to put those back so it's not super obvious that anything has changed. Should just look exactly the same as it did before. And hopefully he doesn't know anything's wrong. And hopefully he needs stone fairly soon and we can catch him. So Carm actually ended up dying before he got a chance to trigger off that trap. He was using our Enderman farm in the end to get some experience, and you can't crouch on that thing. And he did, and they kill you really fast if they can actually hit you. There's so many of them. So I'm pretty sure he has footage of that, so I'll link his video when it becomes available. And because he had died before triggering off that trap, AstaZora and I decided that we were going to let him know that his base was trapped, but not where. But it didn't take Carm very long. There were only so many places that I could have trapped in the first place. He just dug around it, found the trap fairly easily. But he has decided that he wants to trip it off intentionally just to show the trap. So again, I will link his video when he posts that one because that should be fun to watch. I'm really excited for that one. It's probably for the better. That was a pretty mean trap, but it was a lot of fun to make. I don't know when, but at some point I broke our Pigman XP farm again. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but apparently it just got left on, and we've got some pistons in the wrong state. Not on this side, but I know this part right here in the middle is broken, and we've got some pistons in the wrong state over here. And yeah, so that's why Carm was using the Enderman farm, because that's our only good XP farm with this thing being broken. And so I want to fix this, but I'm tired of fixing this. I've fixed this probably 3 or 4 times in the past, and it's kind of annoying. And Ilmango and Glotz have come up with a new version of this farm that's a lot less breakable as far as I can tell. It doesn't include these piston bolts. It has much more simple ice tracks. It's a lot easier of a farm. One of the core problems I've actually had with this farm is that the switch is built on top of an observer here. So we've got a switch with observers. And it's actually really easy for this to get stuck in the wrong state where this light is on, but the farm is off, or this light is off and the farm is on and running. And that's how you can, if you leave the area while it's running, those piston bolts will break. So that was actually another problem. And the new farm actually just has slime blocks that power on everything. So if the light is on, the farm is on always. That's just always the way it is. It's just a much more simple farm, and it shouldn't require that much of a change. I know we need to remove all the glass here. None of this glass is needed anymore. And the roof, I think the platforms stay mostly the same, and then all this down here gets ripped out and replaced with much more simple redstone. And I don't know what I'm going to do for the collection. I don't even really know if we need the gold. I probably will keep it. We probably have a decent amount in the system right now. How much is in here? Oh, not even that much. I don't know if I'll just burn it all or if I'll actually save it, because we've got a much better gold farm. I guess it's probably worth saving, so I might just try and keep the same basic storage system or something like that. I'll have to figure that out. The important part is getting this farm fixed, because I need some XP. I was trying to make some pickaxes for our ice farm. I was trying to make 4 shulker boxes full of pickaxes, so we had a good stock for our ice farm. And doing that in the Enderman, like doing enchanting on that scale at the Enderman farm, it is not a pleasant experience. This is a much better farm for XP, so I want to get this fixed. Well, I don't even know what happened there. I was trying to fix this, I should have had a totem in my hand. I don't think it fired off. I don't know what happened there. I had a totem in my hand. Oh, that sucks. Well, I guess Asta wins. Well, I got the farm all built up. It was quite an ordeal getting rid of all the glass that was in the middle of here. But I'm having an issue with Pigment Aggro that is very, very strange. You can see these pigmen, these are aggro pigmen. They are ignoring me. And they're just standing there. And I do not know why this is happening. If I shoot a pigman down there, that one pigman, well, I killed that one. You can see the ones up there. are coming after me. This one pigment's coming after me. This one is ignoring me. And I don't know why this is happening. It's like they need line of sight in order to chase after me. And this is functionally the same farm as the last one I had, and it didn't need line of sight. These alert pigmen back there are supposed to tell everything within a 40 block radius to come chase after me, and they think they can get at me because of these trapdoors, and they actually can't, and they're just standing there. And if I fly down around them, then they get line of sight, and then they'll start chasing after me. But eventually, if you're trying to AFK at this farm, all the spots, all the ones that are up top, they will chase after you. All the ones at the bottom won't. And then eventually you'll be left with only ones at the bottom. And basically you don't get any experience. And it's very, very strange. When I first noticed this, I reset our server because it had been 2 months probably since we reset our server. And that actually fixed the issue. And I was able to enchant my 4 shulker boxes of pickaxes. And then I came back because I realized I was out of armor. And the issue had happened again. And then I thought maybe it was the alert pigmen because I didn't replace those. And I was actually missing a couple of them. So I killed all the alert pigmen. And I replaced them all. And that fixed the issue. And I was able to enchant some armor. And then I came back again. And I have the issue again. And it's very, very strange. I do not know what's going on. If anybody has any ideas, please let me know. Because I'd like for this to work, and it works when I reset the server, but I can't just reset the server every time I want to use my XP farm. That's kind of ridiculous. There's something very strange going on here. It's worth mentioning, by the way, that I cannot get these pigmen to break aggro with me no matter what I do. When I first started building this farm, they were still aggro with me from like a week before, which was strange in and of itself, but then I started seeing these issues, and then I've noticed no matter what I do, I cannot seem to break aggro with these guys. And I think that's what resetting the server did. It broke the aggro, and then when I hit one with an arrow, everything was acting normal, but then it was broken again. And when I killed all the pigmen, obviously that reset all their aggro, because there were no pigmen left to be aggro with me. And then I had the issue again. So I think that's part of the problem. And AstaZora's said he wasn't getting any experience from it, which might mean that they were still aggro on me, even though I wasn't even logged into the server. Something very, very strange going on here, and I do not know how to fix it. It's a little unfortunate that No Die December ended in such an anticlimactic way, but we only have 3 people on the server. It would have been hard for it to end any other way. But congratulations are due to AstaZora, who has won the bragging rights. And on the bright side, we no longer have to look over our shoulders. We can now trust each other a little bit more. And I think we work out better. As fun as that was, I think we're better as a cooperative server. As much as we like to have fun at each other's expense, we do work well together. And I think we have a lot of fun. We might do something more like that at some point in the future. But in general, I think I like working together a lot more. That said, I've decided to have a little more fun at AstaZora's expense, as though I haven't already had enough in this episode. I've added these little traps here, but they're really all they do is that right there. That's all they do. They just push up a block. It's just a couple of observers feeding into a piston that moves that block up. And I want to see if I can keep him on his toes, make him a little suspicious, see if he's scared of it or anything like that. Because it really doesn't do anything, but I thought it'd be fun. I put a couple of those in Carm's base as well. I think it's kind of funny. But that's all I have for you today. I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you again real soon. Bye now!